Good morning, YouTube. Ooh, the camera adjusted the light. Look at that. Maybe someday I'll really understand technology and be able to make this better. Yeah, it's been a while. They always say things get worse before they get better. And I was thinking about retelling the story, and I'm deciding against it at this point because I don't feel like it's necessary anymore to re-trigger myself like that. But suffice to say, the job is over. There will be no more days, and that is a good thing. Sure, at this point, that is the case. And so I'm really trying to take a step back and analyze what are the things that I absolutely know I am, and what are the ways in which I can actually find something to that most benefits from my gift. And at this point, I'm not sure that traditional public education is really the best way. So instead, I have been going to a lot of meetings. I've been journaling and talking to a lot of people in program especially. And one of the things I'm noticing is it's November. It's probably the Novemberiest November that ever there was. And I'm not the only one who has things to deal with. And obviously that's never the case. But even now, even in the extreme that this feels, I don't have the right to exhaust people. So one of the ways I kind of try to balance that out is I call a warm line, and it's like the opposite of a crisis line. It's really just like, hey, you just need to talk some stuff out and process. And I did that finally yesterday. And in the course of the conversation, I was connecting with this great individual, and we had a lot in common. And I realized I could be really good at this. Is there a name? What is this that you do? What is this called? And she said it's called peer support. And, if I can use the assets that I have, and that those are basically some of the things that I do anyway. And I guess I was doing them in environments where it not only wasn't like valued, but it wasn't even welcome. But there are places where that is valued, and that is the exact job description. So I'm going to look into that and see if there are trainings or how I could make that work. And in the meantime, I might substitute around for a little while. There is immediate need for that. And we'll see what happens. But it's I'm starting to trust more. And that feels really, really good. Like I know what I need to do logistically, but I also need to, not ignore my heart, and I need to not ignore the signs and the communication that I get from various employers about, moving into at least something. Who knows? I'm in a public space. These things. Sorry. Yeah, it's tough to be an empath in this world, in this society. It's I'm getting out of crisis fear mode and remembering how to regain my composure, regain my frontal lobe skills rather than getting stuck. I speak of this type of thing a lot. Reptile brain being just survival mode, like what's next, and it almost is when I'm there for too long, I have a tendency to move into dissociative states and things like that, and I don't have time for that. That is indulgent in a way that I don't have time for anymore. And I started finding myself getting swept up in that kind of unproductive grief. And it seems that I'm doing the right things, and it's starting to lift, and I'm starting to pull myself out of that and more into my like creative space, and that's what is leading me to ideas like peer support or something similar. I think I have too much heart for education, as weird as that sounds. I was, I never crossed any legal lines. I never did anything of the sort. But I got invested in a way that it was reflected to me is really just not a good idea in a school, emotionally speaking. And I don't think I have the ability to keep the kind of separation that they were talking about. I need to get in there. That's what I do. And to have to hold back who I am and what my gift is totally unproductive to me and to whatever environment I'm trying to help. It's like, here you've got your, person who's, got the skills you need to really help, but you're not allowing them to use them. I don't understand that, and I don't have to. All I need to understand is myself and what I'm going to do with that. And there are jobs, and here's one that I'm ready to explore. So, questions for you all would be, INFJs, empaths, highly sensitive people, all of those things that might be watching. What do you do? How did you find it? Did you have incredible failures along the way? And how's it working? And how is it evolving? Because, I know I need to just do the next right thing and one step at a time, but I always want to know, like, if I got into peer support, what would that become? How would I grow in something like that? And at the end of the day, I know self-employment and figuring out some kind of independent way to have a living, make a living, live a vision, living a vision while still being able to eat. I want to do that independently, but right now I just can't in the way I want to. So that's the INFJ stuff. I'm always thinking big picture. Where's it headed? How can I evolve it? So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. Thanks for watching. It's much appreciated. Hopefully I didn't come off as too crazy. Just enough. Bye for now.